Hello, are we live? I think we are. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to do a quick tech check here. Let's make sure that I am working like I should. And I think I am. Awesome. I see it. Yeah. Well, drop in, say hi if you are tuning in. I'm really excited to be back this week with you. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to take back an hour of your time in a day. You know, one of the number one things I hear from my clients and students and business owners is just, I'm so busy. I wish I had more hours in a day. How many of you are guilty of that? Drop me an emoji in the comments and let me know. I have tea with me today. So if you are on a lunch break or you, like me, are a late tea drinker, pop it out. I'm trying to go away with coffee. So I got my tea up in here. Say hi in the comments. What's your biggest challenge with time? What's your biggest challenge with time? Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to take your time back. How to find 1 hour a day to get your time back. And I want to talk to you about how important it is as you're thinking about really growing your business and really thinking about how do I get more consistent sales in my business? How's the audio? I just want to double check. Is the audio good? I think it is. Cool. Okay. Because the number one thing I often hear from my busy entrepreneurs is I'm really, really, really busy. And so later today, I'm going to invite you to really be present because what I'm going to share with you, you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, I already know this, Elizabeth. I already know this. I've heard it so many different times. Yeah, I already know this. But the reality is that even though you know it, are you practicing it? Are you doing this in your business every single day? I'm going to invite you to be present with me and really ask yourself if you really want that freedom business enough. Yeah, this last week I was polling you on what it means to have a business online. Many of you said, I love the flexibility. I love the creativity on my terms. I love the options that I get to have with my business, right? But the difference between being a slave to your business and keeping your business small is really how you manage your time, right? Let me know in the comments what's your biggest challenge with time management, right? You and I both have the same 24/7 as Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Beyonce, right? And you might be sitting there and you might be saying, well, Elizabeth, they got people that they can hire. Yeah, I know. I know. One of the things that I do with my students and clients inside the Customer Yes Lab, the first time we start working together, is not only help them get consistent with their sales, but help them start thinking like a CEO and saying, who is going to be the first role that you are going to hire for, right? If they're in startup, if they're scaling, it's looking at, okay, where do you need to take off, like out of your plate, off your plate, and start delegating much, much more effectively, right? Because the reality is that success in your business right now, you're not going to be able to achieve being a solopreneur. There's no way, right? So let's dive right in and start talking about what does it mean to take back an hour of your time. And I want you to know that you can be and do and achieve anything that you want in your life and your business if you're willing to commit to 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day on that goal that you want. There's one critical thing that's going to be the tipping point between being where you're at and where you want to be. And that's where's your focus and aim? Where are you spending action 1 hour a day focused on your goals? And I'm not talking about busy work. Later on, I'm going to give you some good guidelines on like how much time you should be spending in your marketing, from social media to PR And in a bit here, I'm going to invite you, if you book a call with me, we will literally go through and take a look at your calendar and see where is it that you're spending your time. Okay. 1 hour a day, you can achieve your dreams. The question is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because every time I hear a story from a client that says, Elizabeth, I just have two young kids and I just really don't have time. I've been there. But give me another client who gets up at like 4 a.m. before her kids get up just to put in the time, right? People say, Elizabeth, I just don't have the money right now to invest in X, Y, and Z. But I can turn around and show you a person who might have to, get a part-time job temporarily, Uber, etc., Lyft, to earn extra couple hundred to $1,000 or so to invest, right? So these are all intentions. These are all designs that we have an opportunity to really design our business in a way that really allows you to be really intentional about working on the right thing at the right time. 1 hour a day can make or break you. It is the difference between where you are now and where you want to be. The first question I want you to ask yourself when you're working on your calendar or your to-do list is asking yourself, is this the highest value task that I can be doing right now that's helping me work towards my goal? If your goal is weight loss, I guarantee you 1 hour a day focused on working out, prepping and planning your meals, you're going to achieve that. Most people just can't find an hour a day to work out, right? If your goal is to improve the relationships in your life, like your kids, your partner, or maybe to even find a partner, 1 hour a day committed to that is going to improve those relationships. 1 hour a day to focus on dating is going to get you a step closer to finding your significant partner, right? The goals that you want isn't a new strategy. It's not a new tactic. It's, do you want it bad enough? Can you find 1 hour every day to commit to it? Are you feeling me on this? Are you hearing me on this? Right? Some of my students, they come into the program, they're really, really excited, right? And then they're ready for the next new thing. And they're like, Elizabeth, give me a strategy, give me something else, right? And so my question to them is, well, have you already mastered what I've already taught you? Because these are fundamentals in sales and marketing. If you haven't mastered that, is it because you're not leaning into your strength, or is it not for you? But if it's just because it doesn't work for me, because it's too hard and it doesn't work because I tried it once and it doesn't work, so I want another strategy. And I pull out your calendar and I look at how much time you've invested in that marketing strategy or that sales strategy, and I don't see it on your calendar, it's not a new strategy that you need. It is commitment 1 hour a day, right? Because in order for you to take action, you've already got to create the space in your life. You've got to create the space in your calendar right now. Okay. This is going to determine the thoughts, the processes, the actions, and the things that you need to take to make that happen right now in your life. Right? I had clients that said to me, Elizabeth, I really want to sell out my program. I want to be rolling in, $10,000, $20,000 per month. I'm like, okay, let's do the math. How much is your offer? How many clients does that mean to you? Right? And let's just say it's, 5 clients every week that they would be working with. And I say to them, okay, magic wand, here's your 5 clients starting tomorrow. What does your calendar look like? And they're like pulling out their calendar and they're like, well, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for those 5 clients, right? I mean, my kids got daycare. I got, this and XYZ commitment in the community that I've got to do. I'm not ready for those 5 clients that are ready to work with me tomorrow. And my challenge to them is the same challenge that I want to challenge you on, which is if you're not making space to receive those clients and receive that money right now in your life, they come knocking tomorrow, it's just going to slip through your fingertips. Because, see, if you don't have the space on your calendar to serve the number of clients that you want in your business right now, that means that you haven't put the thought behind creating the process and the systems to deliver that in a smarter way, right? Here inside the Hybrid CEO group, we're focused on how do I take my business from local to online for maximum income and maximum impact. In order to do that, you need to automate parts of your business that is going to create leverage for you in your business. And if I say to my clients, hey, the 5 clients you want are ready to work with you tomorrow, how are you going to clear that up in your schedule? And they're telling me these stories. I've got daycare, I've got this commitment, I've got that commitment, I've got this, I've got that. No wonder you haven't been able to keep the 5 clients because you really don't want them. You don't, right? You don't want them. So the first thing I want you to do is to identify the big picture in your life and your business right now. What is that goal that you really want? And you might be sitting there and you're like, Elizabeth, I want more money. I want more consistent sales. But I want you to break it down and look at how do you schedule that in your calendar, right? Like in the example I just gave you, if the magic number is 5 clients every week that you're working with, where is that showing up in your schedule, right? Where is that showing up in your schedule? You got to create the space in your life and your business to be able to receive, my friend, right? Because if you're not making the space now, right, you're not putting down your foot, you're not anchoring it into your life. Everyone else's agenda will always be more important than yours, right? I had a stay-at-home mom, right? A client. She said, Elizabeth, I quit my job full time because I wanted to focus on my business. And now it's like all I do is like take care of my kids and I have no time to focus on my business. And I said to her, okay, so what was the situation before you quit your job? Who was watching your kids? Right? And she's like, well, I had my in-laws and we had daycare, but now that I quit my job, we don't have a 2 household income. So now I have to, really, help watch the kids. And I said, I totally get that. But you quit your job to work on your business full time. And now you've become a full-time stay-at-home mom. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. Right? But you see, you figured it out when you had to be at the office from, 8 till 5. You found a solution for daycare. You didn't feel bad that your kid had to go to daycare because you got to go to a job. But all of a sudden now you're prioritizing your business and you're feeling all guilty about it. This isn't about a lack of time. This is what is the big picture? What is that goal that you really want for yourself? That's the first thing you've got to do. The second thing is, if this really matters to you, if achieving your dream and being able to have all of this really matter to you, show up 1 hour a day, every day for it. The dreams that you want for yourself, the goals that you want for yourself, the money that you want for yourself, you've got to show up. I often say if you're working on your dream, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, as long as you're showing up. But the results happen when you can commit an hour a day to focus on working on your business, right? So take a step back and reset and see where you're at, what your schedule looks like. What is that big picture of what it is that you want every day? How do you find an hour a day? Well, I'm going to break it down and get very tactical with you, right? So on my calendar, one of the things that I do is I have my ideal CEO schedule that Monday through Friday, I sketch out, right, in a calendar. I sketch out what my ideal calendar looks like, right? I have days that I'm working with clients, days for my sales, days for content prep, days for my team, right? And my ideal schedule. And every quarter, I revisit my actual calendar and say, how does it look like measuring up to my ideal CEO schedule? And I do this every quarter because when your business is growing, it's fluctuating, right? So, last quarter, I was really heavy in operations and spending time with my team because we were moving system to system and we were building out courses and things like that, right? Prior months, I'm focused on, sales and marketing and building processes and systems around that. This quarter, I'm focused on hiring and building a team. So my schedule looks really different than it did, gosh, even 2 months ago, right? So, create that ideal CEO schedule. And I'm going to encourage you that if you want some help with this, if you need some assistance with this, my team's going to drop the link here. I'm going to pull it here too. Book a call with me. Book a call with me. Take back your time. Talkwithelizabeth.com. Go to Clarity Call. Book a call with me. Complimentary on me. 45 minutes. Let's nail it. Let's take a look at your calendar and figure out where can you make time? Where can you make time? Right? This is going to be huge for you. Every quarter, I'm revisiting this. Every quarter, I'm looking at my quarterly goals and looking at my big picture and saying, what am I working on right now? Right? What am I working on right now? And then I go back and I literally squeeze an hour a day focused on that. Sometimes when you're growing your business and you're learning something new, right? Like, even though I've hired and managed a team in my corporate career before, one of the things that I am revisiting now is how do I hire and build a team in the online business space, right? And I've built a much more effective team. Okay. And so there's, learnings and trainings and readings that I have to do. And so I have to make time for that in my schedule. And I try not to work more than 30 hours a week. Okay. And so I have to go back and literally plan my schedule hour by hour. And I still got in there, my health goals. I still got in there my relationship goals, right? So where are you spending your time? You've got to create space in your calendar, right? So create that ideal CEO schedule. And then two, track your schedule, your time, 2 hours a week. One of the things that I had to give up and cut back on is I no longer watch TV and the news. I literally don't even watch the news anymore. And then most recently, I just uninstalled my Facebook app on my phone because now I need to log in from my desktop or my Mac or my browser, right? Because what I found was I was spending way too much time on Facebook, not necessarily posting or being productive, right? All of that was being productive, but I found myself spending a lot longer than I had anticipated. Right. And so that's one of the things that I realized, especially because I have an iPhone, it tracks how you're spending your time and which app and things like that. And I was able to see, wow, I didn't think I spent that much time on social media, but I actually spent, more time. Right. So I want you to just take a moment to look at your calendar and say, what does my CEO schedule look like? Because if you are committed to building your dreams and consistent sales, you got to commit 1 hour a day. I got to get up at 5 in the morning to go work out and usually be home by 7. Because I have learned that if I don't go work out in the morning, by the evening or afternoon, I am tired and I don't make it to the gym, right? And I got to get home by 7 to get my kids, they're getting geared up, ready for school, back to school. Right. So then I'm looking forward to that. It's been a year of virtual and I'm going to miss them, but I'm really excited they're going back in person. Right. And so I come back 7 till 9. It's getting them ready, getting myself ready, breakfast and lunch. That's what my schedule looks like. So my work day technically doesn't start until 9:30. And depending on my day, I'll probably go all the way till, 6 p.m. or so, depending on what I got going on in between there, right? I got, well, my kids had like summer camp. So I had, an hour, 2 hours here and there, right? Driving them there, spending time with them, dinner, right? So you have to own your time. If it's not in your calendar, if it's not, you have not created space, you will not have space to receive money. Because, my friend, we are the cause, money is the effect, right? I love here. Let's see here. I need to leave to connect with one of my workplaces. I told her, but I'll listen later. Yes, time management is very, very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Where are you creating space? Where are you creating space? Because if you are not creating space in your calendar to receive, you will not receive. And, if I'm talking to you, my compassionately ambitious entrepreneurs, I know that you've got heart like in your business and you've got heart in your community. And I know that you are spread very thin because you are focused on many, many things. Okay. I know that because I'm guilty of that, right? I got heart in my business. I got heart in my clients and their businesses. I got heart in, other organizations and community causes that I care about, that I'm the founder of, or I'm part of the executive committee board on, right? But you and I only have so much time in a day. And we've got to really take a moment to really say, where can I carve out an hour a day? And the biggest complaint I hear from business owners when they want sales and money in their business is I'll look at their calendar and I'll say, where is your time to serve your clients? Where is the time for your marketing and sales effort? Right? So I'm going to just give you some examples here on just suggested timelines or number of hours per week, right? Let's take a look here. Do you have visual examples of planning timelines and long-term visuals? Yeah. So when you book a call with me, we can definitely take a look at that. Okay. So one of the things I want you to do when you book a call with me is I want you to pull out your calendar and we will literally go through it. And I don't have visual examples because what I find is everyone's different, right? Everyone's priorities are different. So I have my own CEO schedule. It's literally just like, a Google calendar that I created that just says CEO schedule ideal. And I literally in that Google calendar will block out certain things based on what I'm working on. So like this quarter, I'm working on hiring and building a team. So my goals will look very different this quarter than they did last quarter, when my goals last quarter were focused on stabilization, which is operations, processes, and systems, right? So as you're building out your business, your schedule will look very different. And so it's just a matter of you, one, as I said, step one, identifying the big picture of the goal that you want in your business right now, right? And then number two, making the decision you that you really want it bad enough and that you're willing to commit an hour a day. That's it. That's it. So if I pull up your calendar and I'm like, what is your big picture for your life or your business? And show me 1 hour a day where that's showing up in your calendar. That's it. That's it. I know it doesn't get any more like easier than that, right? So like I said to you, when my clients said, I want to work with 5 clients a week, and I said, okay, let's pull up your calendar. Where are you making space in your calendar to serve those 5 clients a week? Is it, a group call where it's 1 hour and you've got 5 clients on one call? Is it 5 one-on-one calls? So then therefore I should see 5 blocked, right? 1 hour sessions. Maybe it's an hour and a half because you got to prep and close before that too. Where is that on your calendar? Right? And it's going to look different for everyone because the reality is your goals and my goals are not going to be exactly the same. But as a hybrid CEO, marketing and sales high value activities should be in your goals every day, right? So here's some general guidelines. So grab a pen and paper, write this down. If you want to book a call with me, I will help you look at your calendar and we can prioritize what I recommend you should be working on and what you need to let go. Okay? Because if you're looking for maximum income and maximum impact, it's not about working harder here. Right? Here we're about charging more and working smarter. Right? That's what the hybrid CEO is. They see the value of taking their business from local to online for maximum income and maximum impact, and they're looking to charge more so they can work smarter, right? Working harder is given, right? Like that's given. But the mistake that most people make is that they will continue to work hard. They will not work smarter, right? Like they work hard and then it's working hard again and again and again and again. And finally, I'm like, okay, what is the bridge that you've built? And they're like, I don't have any bridges because I was doing 10 different things. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not working smarter. That is working harder. But around here, right, hybrid CEOs, we're all about taking your business from local to online for maximum income, maximum impact, and charging more to work smarter, not necessarily harder all the time. So you need leverage in your business and you need automation and you need to own your time. So let me see here. There are five. I'm just looking at my notes here. So there's five general rule of thumbs that I want you to, if you got pen and paper, pull that out, write that down, and book a call with me at Talk with Elizabeth. It's a clarity call, right? And we can take a look at your calendar. We can take a look at what is your goal and how can you start managing your time and owning it. Okay. So if you do blogs and emails, that's about 2 to 3 hours per week. Where is that? Right? What I am talking about here, folks, are your marketing and sales strategies. Okay. You want consistent sales in your business. Not only do you have to find in your calendar, right? Like what I said to you with that client example, 5 hours, or if you want to serve 5 clients per week, not only do you have to find time there, right? I mean, this is also about, what I teach my clients about is how to design a program that creates leverage in your business, right? Because if it's 5 clients and if that's 5 1-on-ones, that's 5 1-hour sessions, that's already 5 hours of your time per week, right? And so, one of the things that I often teach my students and clients inside of the Customer Yes Lab is create and design your program in a way where it gives you leverage. You can deliver your services in a way that if you want to do one-on-one work, you can. But if you want to do group work, you can also do that. And it doesn't cost you any more time or effort to flex from working one-on-one to group, right? That's a really critical piece of how I teach my clients to work smarter in their business. Okay. Hey there, Kajal. So go ahead and click on the StreamYard link above so I can see you on here, right? And so that's really important and key for you because if you're not building in time for that and thinking about not only the sales that you want, the delivery, you're not going to be able to keep the sales, right? You're not going to be able to keep the sales and the money because you are the cause, money is the effect. So write this down. Four recommendations. So we already talked about the 2 steps that you can take to really find more time, an hour a day, to make your dreams and goals happen, right? I already gave you that. Okay. And then I said, hey, book a call with me, a clarity call with me. Bring your schedule and I will help you clean that up. Okay. Because as I tell my students and clients inside of the Customer Yes Lab, you've got to be working on the high value activities. If you don't have marketing or sales anywhere at all, marketing, sales, and delivery anywhere at all in your schedule, right? That's one of the reasons why you're struggling with consistent sales. Okay. So again, we're talking about marketing strategies. Ideally, how much time should you spend? Well, if your strategy is blogging or emails, you should be spending 2 to 3 hours per week. If I pulled up your calendar right now, where is it? Where is that? If this is your strategy, you're watching this, let me know. Type it into the comments. What day? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What days are you blocking off for blogging or email writing? Let me know. Right? Launch content. This is, these are live conversion events. This could look like 1 hour workshops. This could look like 5-day challenges. This could look like online summits. I have done them all, right? As you know, I have my doing sprints that I do. Those are live conversion events. I have online summits that I host for myself or organizations and clients that I've worked with. Those are live conversion events. I have 5-day challenges. Those are live conversion events, right? So your launch content, you will spend anywhere from 20 to 30 hours total combined on just really creating what I call all of your launch content asset. And you should ideally be launching up to 6 times a year, right? Where is that in your calendar? Show that to me, right? So, for example, one of the first steps I take with my students when we look at launch conversion events is to map out the whole entire year. And this scares them. It scares some of them because they're like, well, I just don't know, right? But if you look at your business and you are looking at really how do I work smarter to get the biggest bang for my buck, right? And you don't have your conversion events scheduled into the year because you're afraid something else is going to come up. Well, my friend, that's one of the reasons why you're not getting sales because you're not prioritizing sales in your business. Sales is oxygen in your business. You want that freedom life. You want the options. You want the creative freedom to do what it is that you want to do, the flexibility to manage your own time. Without sales coming in through the door, that's not going to be sustainable. You can get through maybe a couple of months because maybe you have money in savings or maybe your partner is working, but at some point, that's going to come to an abrupt stop because you don't have sales coming in. And like I tell my students and clients, right? Just schedule them, block them off your calendar. If something comes up and you've got to move them, move them. Just make the darn decision and commit, right? So, where is your launch content? 20, 30 hours total, up to 6 times a year. Where is that in your calendar, right? Social media, up to 30 minutes a day. Where is that in your calendar? Where is that showing up in your calendar? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? I have to be able to pull up your calendar and take a look at what that looks like, okay? And then lastly, right, if you are working on your visibility strategy, right? Visibility is anything that has to do with PR or media like the press or other people's platform, right? 1 to 2 hours per week. Is that showing up? Where is that in your calendar? Where is that in your calendar? Right? So if I were just to say, hey, you're doing all of these marketing strategies, you're writing emails, you're doing PR, you're doing social media, right? That's already what? At a minimum, 2, 3, about 4 hours a week that you're just doing on just your marketing. 4 hours a week on just your marketing efforts. That doesn't even have anything to do with sales yet. Like lead gen, DM conversations, booking a call, right? Ideally, you should be dedicating about 4 hours to sales and starting conversations and building relationships too. That's already 8 hours a week just for marketing and sales, right? And then for delivery, where is that showing up in your business? Is that 1 hour a week? Maybe that's 2 hours a week, right? So just those 3 priorities from marketing to sales to client delivery work, that's already anywhere from 8 hours to 10, 15 hours a week already, right? Just those 3 things alone. You can still run your business effectively, right? With just under 15 hours a week. 15 hours a week. So if you're sitting there and you're like, why am I so busy? Oh my goodness, I have so much to do. Elizabeth, how can I find an hour a week to commit to my dreams and my goals, right? Then I'm going to challenge you. Do you want it bad enough? Do you want it bad enough? Because what we're talking about here is your lifeline, right? Many compassionate, ambitious entrepreneurs, they're here to serve not only in their business, but they're here to serve the community. But if you cannot put that air mask on yourself first, right? How do you expect to put that air mask on someone else? How do you expect to make an impact in the community or causes that you care about if you can't even take care of yourself? If you can't even lead by example that, hey, I'm not perfect, but here's what I'm trying to do in my business, in my life, right? You've got to put that air mask on yourself first before you start putting that air mask on someone else, right? And so, again, every so often, every quarter, every other month, clear out the space, make the space on your calendar so that you can reach your goals. One of the things I'm really excited about for my 2022 year is to what I call a 9-month year. It's, can I hit my goals in 9 months and a year, right? And in order to do that, there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to need to have in place, like other people to help, like a team, partners, collaborators, right? So, how bad do you want it? Anything and everything that you want in your life and your business, 99% guarantee you that if you commit to 1 hour a day to make that happen, you'll get there. You will get there, right? I mean, one of the things when I'm looking at my schedule, I'm constantly reflecting because like I tell my students and clients, results happen in the doing, growth happens in the reflection. So I'm always reflecting, how did that week go? How did that month go? How did that quarter go? Right? Did I really need to be doing X, Y, and Z? What did I learn from that? Could I delegate better? What is it that I could do better than I did last month, last quarter, last week? If I'm not asking these questions in my reflection, in my really what I call my reflection, I'm not growing. Right. So that's why when you ask, can we get visual examples of planning timelines? I don't have one for you because every quarter it evolves based on my goals. Last quarter, it was operations and processes and teams, right? This quarter, it is hiring and building a team. So my schedule is going to look very different. But there are 3 non-negotiables, and that is marketing, sales, and delivery. That is for sure always on my calendar consistently. It may change from day to day or time blocks, but it is on my calendar. And anytime I'm working on a new goal, I will challenge myself and I want to challenge you to carve out 1 hour to be focused on that goal, right? For me, it's 1 hour of learning and training. It might be 1 hour of doing research every day, right? One day it's day one research, day two, it's actually consuming and learning it. Day three will be applying it. Day four might be reflection, right? I mean, any goal that you want for yourself, especially if it's new, it's going to just take time for you to learn. It's going to take time for you to digest that. But you can be and do and achieve almost anything that you desire in your life if you're willing to commit 1 hour a day. That's all it takes. You got to stop telling yourself those stories. I just don't have time. I'm just too busy. So and so just needs me. I was talking to a client. We had a coaching session, and one of her biggest aha moments, and I loved it, was she said, I realized that my husband doesn't really need me in his business. He just needs a bookkeeper, and I happen to know how to do bookkeeping. And that's why he says he needs me in the business, but he doesn't need me. He needs a bookkeeper, right? And I just started laughing. I said, "You know what? You've got to get a quote or something on a t-shirt for that because that's funny." But it is truly, what is it that you are committed to? Create the space to receive. Create that container that you want for yourself, right? That next version of you, that higher empowered version of you is not going to happen, right? If you don't create the space for her or for him to thrive and grow in. Are you hearing me on this? You got to stop telling yourself those stories. Just stop. Instead, you got to say, okay, reset, delete all of these appointments off my calendar. Reset, delete all these commitments off my calendar. Okay? How can I do this better? So, as a recap, two things, right? Step one, identify the big picture that you want in your life or business right now. What are those goals? Step two, if it matters that much to you, you want it that bad enough, commit 1 hour a day, and it needs to be on your calendar so that if I, Elizabeth, am coaching you right now and saying, pull up your calendar and show it to me, that you have the space to receive it, that I can literally see it like on your calendar. It's that simple. Because if I can't see it on your calendar, that tells me it's not a priority. And I don't care if you've got an electronic calendar or a paper calendar, but you've got to have a calendar, right? I've got a couple. I got a paper one and I got an electronic one, right? So those are really the two steps. And if you take those guidelines that I've just shared with you, which is really one, your marketing strategy, depending if you're doing blogs or social media posts or launch live events, right? About 4 hours on average if you're doing all of them per week, plus 4 hours focused on sale generating activities like generating leads, DM conversations, and of course, hours put in for delivery, which is really fulfillment with your client programs and services. That's already up to 10 to 15 hours just per week, just on that alone. That's not including anything else that you might need to do from an operations or process perspective, right? Totally doable. Totally doable. And if you want to get some help with how do I, Elizabeth, take back my time, book a clarity call with me at talkwithelizabeth.com, right? And I'm going to be making that available until next week. Okay. So those are some things that you can do to take back and find an hour of your day. Because once you have your step one, you have your goals and your business identified. Step two, you make a commitment that you want it bad enough and you squeeze in 1 hour a day to make that goal and dream happen. It's going to force you to figure out where I need to cut. For me, I cut news. For me, I had uninstalled my social media apps because I was spending way more time than I thought I was, right? To me, it wasn't like, to me, I was just like, oh, it wasn't that long. I don't spend that much time. But when I started looking at the data, it was telling me I was spending way much longer than I really planned to. Okay. So just those simple changes can really start to have you own your time and take it back. Okay. So, same time, same place next week. Join me here on Tasty Yes Tuesdays at 12 o'clock Central Time. Same place, same time. I will see you next week. Take care now. Bye.